My name is Brendan Smith. I am the Brewing Sailor, and this is another Hangover free review. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hangover Free Reviews. I am your host, the Brewing Sailor, Brendan Smith. And whether you're living a sober lifestyle or just looking to cut back on your drinking, you've come to the right place because this is the show that helps you moderate your booze, not your brews. Each week here on HFR, we look at a couple of non-alcoholic beers and we score them against the style guidelines appropriate to that beer as prescribed by the Beer Judge Certification Program. If you're interested in reading more about those style guidelines or the BJCP program, or perhaps becoming a beer judge yourself, the link to the style we use today will be in the description of the video. After that, I'll take my judge's hat off and I'll let you know how I personally feel about the beer, what I like or don't like, and how often I would pay for the beer, if at all. Before we get into that, remember to hit the like button, leave a comment before you go, and if you're like the majority of my viewers who haven't already subscribed, I hope today is the day I earn your subscription. On today's show, we're talking about the West Coast IPA from Best Day Brewing. So let's get into it, shall we? There you go. There's West Coast IPA. As always, my lights are too bright, so I'm going to bring it over here to the cell phone. Maybe you can see it better over there. Because, yes, I have two cameras. They're both crap. Just kidding. They're not that bad. Especially for what I paid for them, which, ain't much. Let's get this all poured up nice so you can see it. All right. So as you can see there, it has a really, really nice dark golden amber color to it. It's not a pure red or amber or anything like that, but it's still got hues of gold in there, but a really pretty color. I really like that color on an IPA. Yeah, that's just super nice. I love that color on an IPA. It's also clear, not brilliantly so, but fairly clear. And so it's been well filtered, and we've got a really nice, persistent, frothy white head, a very thick, very luxurious head there. So that's going to get 3 points out of 3 on appearance. For those of you who maybe it's your first time watching, the Beer Judge Certification Program uses a 50-point scoring system spread across 5 categories. We have appearance, where you can earn 3 points. Aroma, where you can earn 12 points. Flavor is the big one. You can earn 20 points. Mouthfeel, or how the beer feels going across your tongue. That one you can earn 5 points. And then finally, the overall impression of the beer, where you can earn another 10 points. So that's a 3 out of 3 on appearance. Let's see how she smells. Okay. So first thing that comes off is big grapefruit notes. Not surprising. They use a lot of Cascade hops in this. Cascade hops are known for big grapefruit and either floral or spicy undertones. This I'm getting more of the floral undertones. A little bit of malt sweetness, that grainy sweetness there. Maybe a touch of caramel, which you would expect some caramel malts in a beer of this color. And they don't say that it's rye. So, rye might give you this color, but they don't mention anything about rye, and I don't smell into the spicy pepperiness that you would associate with rye. Generally speaking, if you're putting rye in a beer, I believe you actually have to state that on the label. And then, there are some other malts that could give us this color, but generally speaking, you see crystal caramel that are going to get you there on an IPA. So maybe just a little bit of that. It has a very pleasant aroma, a very good aroma. I just, for an American IPA, I'd like to see a little bit more aggressive hop aroma. It's present and it is pleasant, but just not as aggressive as I'd like to see. So maybe a little bit more back end of the boil, a little bit more whirlpool dry, hop, or some more dry hop. But still a very good aroma. We're going to give it 8.5 out of 12. For the flavor, let's take a taste. Very clean. There's nothing from the yeast. Traditional American ale yeast, most likely. It's not going to have any big esters or phenols or anything like that. So you're not going to get any fruit flavor, any bubble gum, anything like that. Does have a nice malt backbone to it. Pretty, it's richer than a lot of other NA IPAs. I would still like to see a little bit more of the malt. And again, here, the bittering level is nice, but I'd like to see a little bit more back end hop flavor. Bittering's pretty spot on. I just would like to see a little bit more of that grapefruit flavor. Just pop a little bit more. And that might be a virtue of the fact that I'm getting a 6-pack off the shelves at Total Wine, and I don't know how long it's been sitting warm. That could definitely lead to some hop degradation. If you're talking 3-4 month old can, I'd have to look at the bottom of the can to see when it was canned. So it might be a completely different thing if I get something mailed to me from Best Day, or if I was at Best Day's brewery and was able to have a fresh one, off the canning line, or had a pint poured for me off tap. So very good, just not great. 15 and a quarter out of 20 on flavor. For mouthfeel, it is a little light. American IPAs I like to see be in the medium range. This is more medium light. It does have a medium carbonation. It's a very soft carbonation. It's very smooth, the way an IPA should be, so that's good there. But I just like the mouthfeel to be a touch fuller. It's not terribly off, but it's enough to deduct it a half point. So we're going to give it 4.5 out of 5 on the mouthfeel. Overall, this is a very solid ode to the original, like, OG West Coast IPAs that first captured the imagination of American drinkers. I think it's very good. I'm going to give it a score of 7.25 out of 10 and an overall of 38.5 out of 50. So it's a very good beer. It's just a little bit of malt and a little bit more hop away from being a truly excellent beer. I do enjoy it a lot, but 38 out of 50 is where it's going to peg. And for those who might be watching for the first time or don't remember, an average score is 25, a good score is 30, a very good score is 35, an excellent score is 40 or above, and 45 or above is a world-class representation of the style. So right now, 38.5 out of 50, it's very close to that excellent grade. Just needs a little bit more to push it over the edge. As far as my personal observations, before I get into that, actually, quick reminder, the fine folks over at 1820 Brewing still have my discount code up. That's Brewing Sailor 20. So if you want to get some great beer from the fine folks over at 1820 Brewing, I know we're talking about Best Day today, but the fine folks at 1820 are giving us a 20% off this code. So at checkout, use Brewing Sailor 20 to get 20% off your beer. Who doesn't like discounted beer, And they make some pretty good beer up in Maine, let me tell you. I've been pretty impressed with everything I've had from them. As far as Best Day goes, even though I could use a little bit more hop and a little bit more malt, it still falls into that very good category. I did enjoy my 6-pack of it. It's a very reasonably priced beer. So where does it fall on my scale? Well, given my preference for the American IPA style, the fact that it's on my shelf at my local Total Wine, and that it is reasonably priced, I'm going to have to put it in regular rotation. Now, this is going to be something I'll probably get quite a bit. And I know I didn't put it in the excellent category. It didn't blow my judge's hat away. But it's a good beer. It's reasonably priced, and it's available right down the street. You really kind of can't beat that combo. So it's going to be right there. If I don't feel like getting Athletic Run Wild to put in the fridge, I want a different IPA, go to Total Wine, pick this up, no problem. Slide that right into the fridge. Happy to do it. How long does it stay a regular rotation beer? Well, that really depends on the growth of the NA scene. If I wake up tomorrow and Rationale West Coast or Two Roots Resin Riot or Woodland Farms West Coast IPA are on the shelves at my local Total Wine, well, okay, maybe it's a would buy again instead of a regular rotation beer. But for right now, given the landscape that I have to deal with, yeah, I'm going to drink this quite a bit. Yeah, very tasty. I can do that quite often. All right. So if you're interested in buying some of this beer or any of the good beers from Best Day Brewing, their link will be in the description below. You can go there, order some beer, tell them the Brewing Sailor sent you. They do have a growing distribution footprint. Like I said, they just came into Texas about a month ago. So you might be able to find them on the shelves of your favorite NA store. That's all I have for today, folks. Make sure to come back and see us next Tuesday. We're going to be reviewing Asahi Super Dry 0.0. If you like what you heard, I need you to smash that like button for me. If you didn't like it, I get it. Go ahead and hit the dislike. Please leave a comment before you go. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. If there's a beer that you want to see me review because you like it or you hate it. Either way, leave a comment. Let me know which one you want me to review. And if you haven't subbed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscription button, ring the notification bell, let YouTube and the algorithm know that you want to see my videos as soon as I drop them. Thanks, everybody. Thanks very much, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. And to all the Gold Star moms out there, this is Memorial Day weekend, so all the Gold Star parents out there who have lost a child in whatever conflict it may be, as a veteran myself, you have my deepest condolences and my sincere respect. Happy Memorial Day. Sláinte. We'll see you next time on Hangover Free Reviews.